Hey guys, welcome to my tutorial of the Bianco Blueprint course from prospect to pro. It's truly the only all-in-one baseball system out there. And the reason I know that is because that was my number one motive in creating it. There was nothing out there that actually covered everything you need to develop and become the best player you can be. I'm talking hitting, throwing, fielding, speed training, strength training for both younger players and high school, mindset training, recruiting guidance, nutrition, video analysis expertise, full season, off-season programming, and my favorite part by far, creating a gamified experience to replace your video game hours. So instead of leveling you up on PlayStation, we're going to be leveling you up in real life, and I've created a game that allows you to track your scores and do that. But look, here's the problem. Most players and even coaches are only getting better in the batting cage and in the gym. Why? They've never played at a high enough level to know that that's not the answer. And I'm not trying to be mean. If you really know me, that's not my style. But I'm going to be fully direct with you right now. I'm in this business for real, and I don't just dabble in it. And if you're a player who's all in, you want to be the best in the world at your craft. And since my career is done as a player, I want to be the best in the world at my craft as a coach in a way that it benefits you. So look, statistically, 9% of high school players play college ball. 2% of those play D1, and less than 1% play pro. So if you want to be a college player, you need to be doing what 9% or less are doing. If you want to be a D1 player, you need to be doing what 2% or less are doing. Pro player, less than 1%. I'm not trying to be a math wizard here, guys, but that's how my math works. It's pretty simple. And this program gives you the opportunity to do something that I promise very few are doing. And for me, a majority of the stuff in here is what got me drafted in the third round by the Diamondbacks out of high school in 2011. So just real quick, if you're watching this video and don't know who I am, my name is Justin Bianco. And outside of what I mentioned about myself as a player, I'm a private instructor that's given well over 17,000 lessons in my teaching career. I'm a head coach with over 12 years of experience. And I'm a travel ball director of 12 teams in the Pittsburgh area. In addition, our business that my father started 34 years ago has produced over 850 scholarships, had 60 pro players, and 8 major leaguers. But this video isn't about me, it's about the course. Let's get into the tutorial. So your course here is on the left with all of our sections and categories. I have a start here, intro to course, so you'll click on that. That's how you'll get a breakdown of the whole course. That's kind of some of the things I'm talking about today, but something everybody will do. So the first section here is about mindset. Right? We've titled it Mindset That Dominates, and that's the goal. I want you guys to be able to have confidence, and I want your mindset and your mental strength to develop and become stronger. But I don't want you to just be like a positive thinker. I want you to create a mindset that dominates. I want you to be able to be out on the field, laying it all on the line, playing as aggressive as you've ever played in your life before, playing as confident in your abilities that you've ever played before, and I want you to develop the mindset that dominates as an athlete and as a baseball, softball player. So when we click on the mindset that dominates, here's the course. And so I have sections on confidence, okay? And so you're going to see confidence key 1, key 2, key 3, all the way down through. Then it transitions into overcoming failure. I like to say overcoming failure, not handling failure, because I don't think failure needs to be handled. I think it needs to be overcame and sometimes just let go. But again, you're going to have the overcoming failure section all the way down through here. And then as well, I have a section on focus. I have a section on visualization. And the beautiful thing about this entire course is it's live. I can add to it at any point in time, and I can improve it at any point in time as well if there's extra things that you need. It's not like you invest in this course and then it is what it is. It's constantly being tweaked, updated, and evolved. So we have a mindset section, and those are things that I want you guys to work on. You know, a good practice is just watching one video a night and going through it and then watching it again. So right now, I currently have 16 videos for that, but if you get through that, be glad to add more to it. Next section is the strength training, all right? And so this is a huge one. I hear time and time again that players, they don't have a gym to go to, they don't have access of somewhere to go and train, they don't have the equipment, all of these things. And so I've built a training system both for younger players and older players to follow. So we click on that, and you're going to see right away, ages 13 and up, meaning if you're high school and older, I have all these exercises here. So you're going to do exercises for chest, back, biceps, triceps, shoulders, core, leg strengthening, forearm. So I have every body part there for strengthening. And then I also have it for ages 12 and under, youth program to follow. And with the youth program, we don't use weight, so it's all body exercises. So again, you don't need anything other than a pair of tennis shoes and a basement. And you can do all of these here and really improve your strength if you do these things routinely. And that's the key. You got to do it consistently. For the 13 and up here, so I do have exercises where you're going to use weights, you're going to use dumbbells, you're going to use cables. Those are the main things. But like if you have dumbbells in a cable machine, you can do majority of the exercises. So that's strength training. Okay, speed training as well. Same concept with strength training. You can do speed training at home, outside, anywhere you have space to go run. So there's the program. I explained to you the starts on how to have proper technique. I gave you a variety of exercises. And then within the program, you're going to see a sprinting program that didn't need a video made on as far as how to sprint. Everybody knows how to sprint, but there's a structure in how you'll do it and implement it to, again, over time, if you do it consistently, really improve your speed. And for me, I'll give you a quick example. I was running a 6'7", 6'8", 60-yard dash my freshman, sophomore year. And through these same trainings I'm giving you, I got my 60-yard dash down to a 6.37 at an Atlanta Braves showcase. It was my fastest time of the showcase, and I can honestly say that was one of the biggest things that got me noticed enough to get drafted and selected pretty high in the 3rd round. Okay, next here, hitting. Okay, I have 30 videos on hitting. And so hitting is complex. So I break down the mechanics of the swing first so you totally understand what it is you're trying to do in your swing. Okay, and that's probably the biggest thing. Most of you guys need help fixing your swing mechanics first before you can see success, before you can see more base hits, more line drives, etc. And so I have high school and up. I have 13 and under with some of these categories, but majority of them, that's the swing principles that I teach are going to be the same regardless of your age. And they're things that helped me from when I was 12 all the way up to pro ball. Some of them were the exact same. So anyways, 30 videos here on the swing. You're going to notice when you drop down on hitting here, we're going to see the mechanics of the swing as a subheading. So you watch all of those if you want to learn all about the mechanics. You keep scrolling down. Now I have drills. Okay, so if you follow my mouse here, I'm highlighting drills on the left. So now I have hitting drills for you. Okay, there's several drills there to do. I have a bonus here. I have a Mike Trout video on his hitting advice that he talks about. I have tons of value in here, guys. Tons of stuff. And again, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but I have searched the internet for hours on end trying to find something like this to help provide players, so that maybe even to direct them to, and have not found it. And so that is why I've created it, so it now exists for you to have the absolute complete baseball player development system. Fielding, okay? There's 10 videos on fielding. We go over ground ball mechanics. We go over infield mechanics, give you drills to do. We go over some big league infield drills as well that I added as a free resource. Outfield as well. We'll give you some work there. And outfield fundamentals. So you're learning technique, but also having drills to do for both of these. This course, just so you know, about 95% of it, I've made every single video. There's about 5% of the course that I've added bonus videos through vetting out really, really high informative YouTube videos. So again, you get the value from me, and then you get other videos from, again, like I threw a Mike Trout bonus in there, or big league infield drills. So again, people that know what they're talking about, I added some extra value there just for you to have. Throwing, same thing. All right, so you're going to learn proper mechanics, how to take care of your throwing arm, but also exercises on how to strengthen it and what you should be doing for your arm going forward. Again, on all levels. Like, we're trying to develop arm speed and improve velocity, but also take care of the arm and protect the arm so you're not having injury. When you can combine both angles of being healthy and improving your strength, that's what you want as a thrower. Okay, next one, video analysis. And so I've taken 6 major leaguers, 3 hitting, 3 pitching, and I've broken them down. We've done this in slow motion. I use drawing tools, and I go over in deep, deep detail every single movement of a major leaguer. We have, for hitting, we use Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, breaking down the swing. And for pitching, we also use Ohtani, Chapman, and Greg Maddux. And so, For example, I threw Chapman on there for guys looking for more speed to see what a hard thrower does. And I threw Greg Maddux on there for guys who are looking for more accuracy to see what an accurate pitcher does. So you have both ends of the spectrum on that. But the video analysis is crucial for you to watch and understand what are the movements we're trying to replicate. And then when you video your own swing, hopefully you can compare to the ones I have here for you. Next is nutrition. Now, nutrition was more of like a bonus, okay? So I keep this really simple for you. I made one video that covers everything you should be focusing on for nutrition. And I promise, guys, it'll cover 90% of what you need to do. Nobody's going to eat perfect. I don't recommend you have to eat perfect, but there are certain essential things you need to do as an athlete to gain muscle. Obvious ones are having enough protein intake and things like that, hydrating. So again, watch this video. It's going to be a breakdown of everything for an athlete with their nutrition. I can even click on this. It's 16, 17 minute video. Again, it'll give you 90% of what you need for nutrition. And if you want to really get specialized on that, you can go and find a nutritionist to do that. But that's just extra value for you there. Next, okay, we start getting even more and more with the important stuff as we go. College recruiting process. Okay, this is the big stuff. Guys, you can pay $3,000 or more to recruiting service. And not to speak negatively on anything, but you'll probably overpay and it'll be underperformed just because they have so many other people that they're also trying to market besides yourselves. So they're doing the same process for everyone. Okay, and that only makes sense. Like, I get that. I'm not saying that's I'm not trying to knock them, but I'm just telling you can do this on your own. It'll be more impactful because it's coming from you, not somebody else. And it will be for, a absolute fraction of the cost because it's already built into the program. So I teach you how to make your own highlight video. I teach you how to send emails and try to do it the right way. I explain to you about how often you should reach out to schools, what's too much, what's too little. I talk about the college recruiting roles. I talk about which events you should attend to. And so again, I give you a framework to follow to do on your own, which again takes care of 90% of the work, if not more, or really all of it. These are all things that I did that helped me out, and I had my father and many other people helping me out as well throughout my process. I didn't know this stuff beforehand. I figured all this stuff out after I had gone through it. But start to realize there are things you should be doing. And again, for me, it helped me get a college scholarship to the University of Pittsburgh. I did not attend Pittsburgh because I got drafted in the third round out of high school, but I did have a scholarship before my junior year started, and there was these things that I did. All right, next is there's two things, and they go hand in hand. The blueprint game. This is what I'm talking about with the video game. I'm trying to replace video games here. And by the way, I'm not saying you can never play video games or it's the worst thing in the world if you do it here or there. But if you can minimize how many hours you're spending on video games and shift some of that into now your real life development as a player, it's going to be so much better for your career and so much more fulfilling once you start to see the progress in real life and not a fantasy in a video game that you're playing on PlayStation or Xbox. So I have the blueprint game and I have the off-season program. I'm going to click into these so you can actually understand it. So when I click on the off-season program, okay, it's a video, and I now take everything that I've shown you with your mindset, training, speed, hitting, fielding, throwing, and I've put it into an actual program to follow. So you don't have to figure this out yourself. Okay, so I'm not going to open this up and show you all of this because then I'll be giving you the program away for free. But look, like just for example, like a mock schedule level 1, I have your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday figured out. I'm telling you when you should hit, how long, and how often. And then when you go through all these things, then you'll go back to the course, watch the videos, and figure out what drills you can pick from and what you're trying to do with your mechanics. So we go over hitting, we add fielding and throwing into it, we've added speed and strength into it, and I've added the mindset training I have here at night doing it for 15 minutes. So I have 3 or 4 different mock schedules you should follow, and they go from level 1, 2, to 3 and so on with the difficulty you want to do. But I gave the program for you. Just follow it step by step. Okay. Now within that is the blueprint game. I explained to you how to play. And this one maybe I'll show you here just so you can understand what the game is all about. All right, this one is kind of fun for me, and again, it's funny because I liked to play video games. I did play video games probably too much, more than I should have at your age. But if I had a system to follow and then apply a video game-like structure and gamify that into my real life, man, I probably would have had even more development. So I'm going to scroll through this real quick here, and just once I get to the section where it kind of shows you what we're talking about here, I want to give you a sneak peek preview of this. All right, so this is a good part to start. So look, when you get into your program, right here, you have your program that you're going to follow, and then you go over to the right. Okay, so a quick breakdown of the game and how it works. And again, I have made it into a game, right? And that's why I've put these numbers into it. So you're going to track your score and your hours, and I teach you how to score yourself based on each week. And so I'll even backtrack for a quick second so this makes sense for you. So look, when you go through one of these schedules, each thing has a score attached to it. And so you tally up your score of how much work you've put in at the end of the week, you add it up, and you get a total score. So for example, this person, if they do all these things, they could have a total score as low as 15 or as high as a 17. So then they go over to the game, right? And I would advise you to print this out, or you could track it on the computer. Either way, it doesn't matter. And I've also spent hours actually formulating in here so that when you plug in, like I've already put the formulas in the Excel sheet. This is under Google Sheets, so everybody can have access to this. You plug in your numbers and it will automatically spit out and tally up all the totals for you. And what you're going to do, track each week, track your scores, try to progress. The more work that you do and put into it, the higher your score. But look at the top bar. This is what you have. Okay, that's you. Average player. You're going to compare yourself to how much work the average player does. And then you can compare yourself and your scores to a high school starter. And then also a college player, what kind of hours they do. I put myself in there to kind of compare when I was in high school. These are pretty much how many hours I was doing. Then I have above me, obviously, an MLB player. Above me, an MLB All-Star. And then above an All-Star Hall of Fame. And so the score keeps increasing more and more as you go along. And so when you fill out your score, even after 1 week, you're going to see where you compare and rank up to all of these different characters in the video game, from average all the way up to Hall of Fame. Now, part of this, it's a game, so I've made these numbers to what they actually are, but being in this business for 15, 20 years, I'm very familiar with how many hours the average player puts in, a high school starter or college, obviously myself, and so on. And so that's the game, and you go through, and the best time to do this would be the off season, although you can do it anytime if you want to. But you go through month 1, month 2, month 3, and you go through. I have a 6-month layout here, and at the end of 6 months, you have a training total, and that's what really matters. How much have you stacked up over time? How much progress have you made over 6 months? And so when you're done with your 6 months or however many months you do, again, the scores go across all the way, so you could stop at any point in time. But let's just say it was 6 months. You go down to your total score, your total hours, which are actually two different numbers, but you'll see later on if you get into this. And that's you. And then there's, again, average player, high school starter, college player. You're going to see your total over 6 months and how you compare to the score and the hours put in of the, college, myself, MLB, All-Star, Hall of Fame, whatever it is. So that's how we've gamified the system. Okay, back to the course now. At the very bottom, this is important to me, and this is, if it's not of value to you, it's not a problem at all, but I threw 2 extra bonus videos in here on how to live life as a faith-driven athlete. What I've done here is I've included videos. There's some players like Steph Curry and Tim Tebow, and just sharing videos of other extremely famous athletes that also share their faith and show you how they talk about it, but do it in a humble way as well. So if that's of importance to you, it is of importance to me. I just added that as a bonus, living life as a faith-driven athlete. All right, so kind of serving a higher purpose there. So that's the course, guys. I'm not trying to brag by any means, but I'm telling you, I have not found anything like this on the market because it literally covers A to Z, absolutely everything you need. And I'm not trying to sway you away from any trainers that you work with in person. I still today give private lessons, and they're very beneficial to the people I work with. But if you want to have the full package, right? Because just for example, somebody comes in with me for a hitting lesson, and that is really good. We'll work on what they need to work on with their swing. But what about mindset? What about strength training? What about speed training? Right? What about fielding, throwing, video analysis, nutrition, college recruiting, having a program to actually follow, tracking your scores? There's so much more to it, guys, if you want to be the best player you can be. And for high school players, listen up. If you want your best chance to get recruited and have a chance to play college ball, this system is definitely for you. I'll finish with that. I'll stop talking. If you want more info about this course, if you want to try it out, reach out to me. You can always reach out to me anyway. I always put my Instagram. You can find that on my YouTube bio, or I'll even put all that stuff on the bottom of this video as well. And hope to speak to you soon about the program.